What is up, y'all? It is KreyzMcKormik once again up in this motherfucking bitch. It always starts after the end of the 8-bit Andrew WK party hard. How is everybody doing this week? Yeah, definitely been one quick-ass week. Currently in anticipation right now when it concerns this upcoming event in Indianapolis for Insane Clown Posse's Fury Fest. I am looking forward to this concert. I don't know how many of y'all are going to be there, but I am excited to see everybody that's going to be there. I do believe that Shanzi will be in attendance, if I'm not mistaken. There's a couple of people that are close in the Indianapolis area that we're going to be kicking it with and all of that. So if you're nearby, you might as well just get over there and kick it with me because I'm starved for fucking attention. As you can see by the counter, I've only got 11 people. That's not suitable for my whoring needs. But it is what it is. But before we get into everything, I do want to say that if you go into the description below, what the hell? Okay, for a second there I thought it cut off at the top spot of the Tetris game. That would have been weird. But anyways, go into the fucking description if you would like to help donate to certain causes when it concerns both Asylum, or go into the or you can help with Sister Hatchet's benefit. We already got a super chat with KJ Riddle and all of that stuff. Now, Drew, yes, I am an e-beggar at this point, but this is just extra shit. And to show you guys a little bit when it concerns all of this shit and all of my e-begging and stuff, any and all, not the super chats, but any and all fucking Streamlab donations for this month and the next month are all going to be going into the Asylum benefit at the end of July. I'm going to be donating all of my Streamlabs, anything that I have within my fucking PayPal is going directly to that motherfucker. And as you can see right now, KJ Riddle is king of the Streamlabs. So let's go ahead and get into it. Usually I start off by talking about myself because I am an attention whore. I am an e-beggar. And, it is what it is. So, yes, Echoside Fiend, I did get my chiropractic adjustment, and I have to do another one tomorrow. It's a bitch right now because of the fact that I ended up having $100 taken out of my fucking bank account by the IRS, and then I also got hit with a $208 thing for my fucking car insurance. But on the other swing of things, I ended up actually absorbing another one of those gig app things, because as you all know, those who watch me regularly, I work for Uber, I work for Lyft, Grubhub, and so on. The most recent one that I had done up until now has actually been Amazon Flex, but I also ended up getting a new one, which is Roadie. Roadie is actually the newest fucking system that I'm currently working with. Roadie is very similar to Grubhub, except it's actually packages or see, what's the best one? Fucking, you can also pick up shit with Delta. Delta Airlines, because the way it's funny to me because I had to explain this to an Uber ride the other day. It's basically with Delta Airlines, it's if your luggage gets fucking caught up in the mix and it's shipped somewhere else, then when it's coming over to Grand Rapids finally, then you can actually create an offer for Roadie and have it sent over to your fucking house. So there is that. So I'm now delivering fucking people's packages actually when it concerns fucking people's luggage and sending it over to their house. I did 2 of them today. I actually had to drive from Grand Rapids to Stevensville, Michigan, which is about an hour and a half drive. On my way over, like, it's basically on the way to Chicago. And then I had another one which was sent to a small town called Hastings. So I ended up earning about $100 doing like 2 hours of work. So how awesome am I? So let's go ahead and get into a couple of things. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is earlier today, Insane Clown Posse ended up dropping their music video for Satellite, in which I guess I'm having a hard time understanding the concept of the music video. All I had really seen was just that ICP are cartoons. Now, a lot of people have been saying, especially those in Carnival Spirits, they've been giving a lot of love over to ICP and World Star Hip Hop for releasing this motherfucker. They thought that it was very good and everything of that nature. So it's like, but for me, I was watching it and I was like, okay, it's another ICP video. It's not really that. For me personally, it's not really that big of a deal. But then I come to find out, at the exact same time that Satellite was dropped, Twisted ended up premiering one of their new music videos for a song off of Generation Nightmare. I already watched Satellite, and and quite a few people actually ended up saying if you've already watched Satellite, don't watch. Like, the best way to watch this is watch the Twisted video first, then watch Satellite, because apparently Satellite just blows Twisted's music video out of the fucking water. And I had already watched the music video for Satellite, and it was kind of meh for me. So why do I have any excitement to watch Twisted's video, despite how I feel about Twisted in the first place? Like, I've already basically decided that I'm not even going to bother fucking putting anything out there for Twisted and everything of that nature. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother watching the music video for Magic Spells. But when it concerns the music video, it's basically a feel-good song. It always has been since the release of that motherfucker. It's actually been a rather feel-good song, and I really can't say anything negative about it. Let's see. I actually thought Twisted's video was pretty good. Still need to watch ICP's, but I'm sure that's awesome too. Well, I guess Echo Side Fiend, you have decided to actually watch it in the correct order. So I found that to be... it was basically at that point, it's just like, okay, I've already watched Satellite. I have no reason to watch Magic Spells. Even if I was, still in support of Twisted, I probably wouldn't watch it now because of all the stuff that I heard. Maybe I'll watch it, and maybe what I'll do is I'll probably, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've actually done an edited review. Maybe I'll actually have to take some time out of my day, watch the music video and review it, as well as Satellite, maybe do like a fucking cross-brand thing or something like that. So that way everybody can see how hard I suck on Insane Clown Posse's nuts when comparing each music video to the next. I don't know. But I'll have to display them in that order. Magic Spells first, and then fucking Satellite. Yeah, but See, Echo Side, what ICP's been doing lately is they'll premiere their music video on World Star, and then a week or two down the road, it'll end up being over there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to the people that actually did watch the Satellite music video, even the still shot, the thumbnail of that music video, and it shows Shaggy 2 Dope with Ant on the music video thumbnail. Like, is it just me, or does it look like somebody is really, really talented at MS Paint? because that's what it looked like. It seriously looked like they animated Shaggy and Jay in the music video and kind of made them look like somebody is a real hardcore master at Microsoft Paint. Like frame for frame, it looks exactly like Jay and Shaggy, but at the same time, it looks like Microsoft fucking Paint. So I don't think I subscribe to World Star. You know, like I'm not subscribed to World Star Hip Hop myself. I had seen a link from from somebody posted it in the Carnival Spirits messenger, so I ended up watching that shit. But I mean, for what it is, it's actually pretty decent to watch. Too much feel-good shit when it concerns that type of stuff. But I guess it's kind of like a, you know, back and forth kind of shit when it concerns, like, okay, the last music video that ICP released was Fury, and that was a very dark and very angry fucking music video. Now we have Satellite, and it's a very feely good kind of artsy looking fucking music video. I don't know exactly how else to fucking explain it. But there is, you know, there is that. But the other thing that I wanted to say was the Ouija Mac, like in the major psychopathic news, Ouija Mac has released Wasteland. And I ended up listening to only one song, mainly due to the fact that it was leaked at the time. And the only song that I actually listened to was Channel 17. And it's mostly because a lot of people think that it's kind of somewhat of a diss to Yaya the Gremlin. At least that's what a lot of people have been saying up in Discord, is that Channel 17, or Controller 17, my bad. Controller 17 apparently is a fucking diss to Yaya the Gremlin, and a lot of people are saying that because, you know, Yaya says "ya" a lot, but it was explained in a live stream last night on Bender Boys. Fucking Violent George was schooled basically by Child's Play Ninja, which, by the way, Violent George with that $1 super chat and another $1 super chat to try to fucking outdo KJ Riddle. Uh-oh, shit, we got a YouTube war between KJ Riddle and Violent George. But anyway, CPN schooled it on Better Boys last night, explaining that Yaya named himself that specifically because a lot of people in the trap scene fucking say that "ya" shit. Ya, ya, ya. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, you know, like, what's the thought here of saying, well, yeah, you know, it's obviously a diss because, you know, because fucking he's making fun of Yaya saying "ya," but truth of the matter is that I don't see it as a diss. Even before that explanation, I didn't even see how it was even remotely considered a diss track to Yaya the Gremlin, because if you think about it, like, why would you want to give so much attention to Yaya the Gremlin when, generally speaking, he is kind of a nobody in comparison to Ouija Mac? Although at the same time, Ouija Mac recently has been throwing a lot of shade on Jelly Roll, so there is that shit. But I don't know if that, you know, but like, he didn't start throwing shade on Jelly Roll until after the fact. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to do something on this. And then I've got like Project Born's Born Dead 3 in the queue on Spotify because Big Will's like telling me up and down, you gotta listen to this. You've gotta listen to Born Dead 3. All right, eventually I will fucking listen to Born Dead 3. Like, that is what the case may be. I might as well listen to Born Dead 3. And that rhymed, and I wasn't even trying to make it rhyme. Alright, so let me see. Yep. Resistance, The Walk to Wasteland, has recently been released. So as of right now, we have three out of the 4 elements And then, you know, we're going to have, like, the fucking ghetto, like, we have trash fire, water damage, wasteland, and then we also have to have something involving air. And, I don't know, maybe as a bonus, we'll end up having heart, and then, like, his fucking master plan is to create the fucking psychopathic trash fire ghettoized version of Captain Planet or some shit. I know, Mary Jane, like, yeah, I remember, like, I grew up watching Captain Planet, so I know the 5 elements: earth, fire, wind, water, heart, go planet. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's a hero, gonna take pollution down to 0. And then it's gonna be like the fucking hip-hop trap ghetto version of Captain Planet. I shit you not. That's basically how it's looking at it. The 5th element is space? No. Like, space is nothingness. Like, there is nothingness when it concerns that. See, yeah, there you go. Shanzi, I think, has got it right. Yeah, the next element is still wind and then dark planet. So, like, okay, so apparently he's not going to be doing heart anytime soon. Poor Mati. Mati always gets the short end of the stick, doesn't he? Have you ever realized that Captain Planet is the grown-up kids from the Magic Bus? I never fucking figured that those would possibly be canon. I never suspected. I mean, like, that like, space isn't even real since this is a flat Earth. Oh, Echo Side Fiend, you and your atheist ways, trying to prove the that the Earth is flat. But along with a bunch of other motherfucking shit. Okay, so let me go through the list of what's on Fago Lovers that I can also rip off. Apparently, yeah, since this is on Fago Lovers, I might as well put this up there. But there's apparently a Bushwick Bill solo tour, and I believe that the Ghetto Boys is also doing a mini tour altogether. But like, I can't remember what the name of the tour was, but I think it had something to do with, like, the final Ghetto Boys tour, and Bushwick Bill went on to complain about how it sounds somewhat, in his mind, it sounds somewhat like the fucking Ghetto Boys as a whole is like trying to take advantage of people by utilizing his cancer or something like that. And so he's not happy about the name of the tour, but I believe as a solo tour, Bushwick Bill is having a tour and calling it Fuck Cancer. So that sounds pretty dope, as far as I'm concerned. What up, Twisted Clown? So, like, that seems pretty cool, though, that he's like, all right, you know what? Fuck this. We're just going to call it Fuck Cancer, which is true, because fuck cancer. And I hope that Bushwick Bill is able to just I hope that Bushwick Bill is able to fucking do the damn thing as a whole. That, because I think he's in stage 3 or stage 4 of cancer. And so at this given point in time, he's just like, you know what, fuck it, let's just roll. We're just going to roll with it. And I don't know any other details about it other than that. But as far as I'm concerned, he's, that's pretty fucking cool, though. Like, he's just like, he's not willing to let the cancer take him without a fucking fight. He's like, I'm still doing my business. I'm still doing shows, doing tours, fucking hoes, and all of that shit. So good, so kudos for him on that one. And there was something that a couple of people ended up fucking bringing up. See, damn it, Krey, I was hoping you were playing video games so I don't have to watch. You've been interesting lately, keep it up. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Carl. I mean, dude, you should know Wednesdays is when I do an actual fucking show. So there is that. And somebody in the chat at the beginning of the show, they wanted me to bring up Big Shane wanted me to bring up the whole thing. I guess he wants me to talk about the whole fucking thing with Mac Lethal and Tom McDonald. Now, personally, I don't know why Mac Lethal. I believe it was last Friday. CPN ended up bringing this up on his live show, and he was basically stating that maybe what had actually happened was fucking Violent J got into dude's ear, and Mac Lethal went to fucking Twitter and decided to be, I guess, a little sneak dissy about what was being said. And the first person to fucking respond about that shit ends up, to lay the blame ends up being Tom McDonald, and he decides to try to fucking pwn. I believe I'm using that correctly. He decides to attempt to pwn Mac Lethal. As far as I'm concerned, it's like that ain't a thing. Fuck. Let's face it though. Like, who the fuck is Tom McDonald in the first place? Like, I never heard of Tom McDonald until all of that shit popped up about fucking Nova Rockefeller. I legitimately did not know who Tom McDonald was until that Nova Rockefeller shit went down. And even then, I really didn't give a fuck. I didn't even remember who he was until this shit actually got brought up. I love listening to Mac Lethal. Tom McDonald, on the other hand, like, I ended up watching one of his fucking music videos, and, I mean, for one, Mac Lethal was on point about what he said when it concerned that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it legitimately sounds like Tom McDonald trying to say that white people are fucking oppressed. I mean, like, I don't feel fucking oppressed whatsoever. And I live in my mom's basement. And if any, like, between me and Tom McDonald, I think the one person between the two of us that ought to be fucking oppressed is me. And I'm not. So shut the fuck up. Go ahead with your fucking your pro-dem libtard fucking agenda. Fuck Tom McDonald. And this is me saying this without even fucking trying to talk about the Mac Lethal tweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even go into direct detail about what it is that that he fucking tweeted about, well, anybody, honestly. It just ended up being that Tom McDonald got fucking butthurt over the fact. So that's the exact reason why that shit fucking went down like that. See, it was one of Nova's friends texting him as Jay to make him react, maybe, or the entire thing is fake. To be totally honest, I mean, like, the whole Violent J, Nova Rockefeller, Tom McDonald thing is completely old hat. I just brought it up for fucking reference sake. I don't care about fucking Tom McDonald whatsoever. Like, I mean, fuck it. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to show dragon emojis for those who don't give a fuck about Tom McDonald, and let's throw flame emojis for those that do give a fuck about Tom McDonald. I'll wait. Excuse me while I take a sippy sip drink of my fucking sugar-free Red Bull as I wait. Thank you, Mary Jane Monarch, for that statement right there. I'm just waiting for these motherfucking dragon emojis to pour in. Do you got that on like a fucking copy paste or something like that? No. See, Echo Side, you're not talking about you. At that point that you put out that flame emoji, I wasn't saying put up dragon emojis or flame emojis. So that one does not count. The ones that do count when it concerns flame emojis are the ones that count as of right now. If it wasn't for Nova, no one would even know his name, right? And I also got to say something too when it concerns Tom McDonald. Like, I don't know how he's able to mac on Nova Rockefeller in the first place, because he has like low energy, zero charisma, and he has a fucking pancake ass. Apparently, there's a picture, like there's a back picture of him, like fucking Nova Rockefeller bareback, like somewhat of a missionary position, and all it shows is his bare naked ass, and that dude's got a fucking cookie sheet for an ass. So like so that motherfucker better be packing a fucking Desert Eagle sized dick if he's able to keep Nova Rockefeller fucking busy, you know what I'm saying? And that's no homo on that one. Alright, what else can I rip off of Fago Lovers? Okay, so according to Fago Lovers, the other day, Scotty D ended up posting that there's a new book that's out called Juggalo Country, and it focuses on the gathering of the Juggalos. But apparently, this was already a fucking released book. Let's see, it was originally, it came out in 2013, and it's called Nights and Days in a Dark Carnival, Time Spent with Juggalos. And this new release just adds a new chapter covering the Juggalo March. It's going to be released in August, on the 14th of August, and it's going to be about, this is interesting, $16.95. So, and that's for a paperback. So, there you go. I just plugged that fucking book. I don't know how many Juggalos actually read. I know I don't. The only thing that I really read is comments in the comments section, that little scrawl beneath me, who's king of the super chat, and fucking subtitles and porn. That's usually all I read. Let's see. You sent that article to Scotty D? It came up in my Google feed. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like, I haven't read the book. I know nothing about the book. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a fucking read. I'd like to read that shit. If it was released in 2013, then there might be a fucking thing on there about Drug Bridge, which might possibly be interesting. Who knows? We might be able to see some interesting shit about Drug Bridge. So, there is that. And I know that there are some of you that are probably waiting on the dipshit fuckery of the segment of the show. But I think that actually does follow right into the vein of the whole fucking Mac Lethal, Tom McDonald bullshit, because that was rather stupid. That whole situation. My thoughts on the whole Mac Lethal, Tom McDonald thing, I don't give a fuck. You know, like, hands down, like, I'm a pro Mac Lethal guy. Mac Lethal fucking won me over with the 27 types of hip-hop video that he did on YouTube, and the Juggalo one was absolutely on point. Like, I was like, oh my god, this does sound like every single fucking Juggalo rapper out there. And as far as I'm concerned, he hit the nail right on the head. And then, of course, you know, a couple of years later, King Crimson is on fucking Dr. Phil. So, kind of proves the point now, doesn't it? But some of the other things that I actually wanted to... 1,000 words in 2 minutes was decent. Let's see. Mac Lethal body bagged Tom. Shit was funny. So, I mean, like, fuck. Tom McDonald, like, he's trying. He's trying. I emphasize the word trying. He is trying to fucking make, like, continually make himself relevant under the vein of controversy. So, like, even if Mac Lethal wasn't directly talking about Tom McDonald ended up fucking putting himself out there, and he just looked like a fool in that case. But, you know, congratulations, Tom McDonald. You won yourself another extra 15 minutes of fame. If you want an extra 15 minutes of fame, why don't you go present yourself at fucking MNE headquarters at State Farm and fucking say that you're there, you're there, for Child's Play Ninja. That'll get you some attention. No, he just posted something on Twitter, Carl. That's all he did, because he was basically making a comment about white rappers that try to make it look like white people are fucking oppressed. This dude's like, and I ended up saying in comparison, that dude is fucking Nova Rockefeller, and I live in my mom's basement. Who's more oppressed? Who should be the one that's writing about oppression? Definitely not Tom McDonald. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Tom McDonald, I don't give a fuck about him. Let's move on to the next segment, shall we? Now, so this is an update on last week's dipshit fuckery, where last week I ended up bringing up the fact that, last Thursday when I did my live stream, I ended up bringing up the fact that Miss Jamie Nicole ended up fucking posting a whole cloth video of Child's Play Ninja, and it's funny because she ended up doing a follow-up after Child's Play Ninja fucking put out he ended up putting a strike on her fucking channel. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, for the people who were watching last week, didn't I call that shit? Didn't I tell her that you can't fucking do that shit whole cloth? Like, it does not fall under the guise of fair use. That is blatant theft. And what's funny is that in the comments section of an updated video that she posted shortly after she found out about the strike, she actually did admit flat out to jacking the fucking video off of Facebook. Now, the way that I look at it, it's like this. Most likely, CPN ended up also jacking his own shit, posted it on his YouTube channel under a fucking, unlisted. So, it's on his account. It has a content ID. It's copyrighted to him, and anybody who tries to upload shit on fucking YouTube from Facebook, specifically that video, he's able to give it a fucking strike. So, if it's caught on that shit. Now, as I said the week prior to, like I said a week ago, it doesn't fall under fair use because she's just putting it out there whole cloth. She's not putting it under review. She's not criticizing things. She's not cutting it up and making it into a parody or anything of that nature. All that she did was she just took the thing whole cloth, and I believe I said last week, I will not be surprised if you end up getting a strike for fucking jacking this video. And what ended up happening? She ended up getting a fucking strike. And then I don't care. You don't have enough free space in your one. I'm not using my OneDrive, so get the fuck out of here with that shit. So, so as far as I'm concerned, she has no room to complain about any of that shit. None whatsoever. She, and on top of that, I might as well also add this. Acid Burn was in a comment war with me on my video from last week, and he ended up saying that it was hypocritical of me to say that about Miss Jamie Nicole when I did the exact same thing apparently to the boy Blue. Now, I found this to be kind of funny, and the reason why is because, well, everything that I did actually did fall under fair use. I was putting that out there in order to fucking review the video. And he tried to tell me that it's not, it's actually harassment or abusive or something like that because I was making fun of him. It's not really that hard to make fun of the boy Blue. Let's be honest about that. It's not really that hard at all. But the reason why I posted it up on there in the first place was because of the fact that there were a lot of things that he said that were absolutely fucking wrong. And he knows that. And the only reason why he ended up saying this shit in the first place is to try to get attention via controversy. And it's not working out for him. Try something new. Like, I don't know, do a web show where it actually looks like you're trying. And maybe you'll get some extra fucking attention. Be a little bit more positive. Stop trying to fucking scam people. Stop trying to fucking goad people into watching your show. Stop fucking e-begging. You know, because that's actually not working out for you. It works out for me, but it doesn't work out for you. So let's see. Oddly, her fucking video showed up on my YouTube feed. I was so confused about her challenging CPN, like who the fuck is she? Apparently a thought, so not too important. You know, like to be totally honest, I'm not putting this on blast in order to fucking slander Jamie Nicole. I did end up watching last night's episode of Bender Boys, and I wanted to be on there when she was on there, but apparently she either got kicked or she fucking left. I can't remember. Everybody was drunk except me and CPN at some given point in time. But there were, you know, I actually wanted to go up on there because people were confronting her about some situations and shit that was going on with all of this, including Child's Play Ninja. I also wanted to fucking jump into the mix and explain everything that was going on because I mean, fuck, like I said last week, I told you so. I told you that this shit was going to fucking happen, and you decided to just ignore me, and then you got fucking deleted. And, you know, like, the video got deleted, you got a strike, and then you went on YouTube and bitched about getting a fucking strike. It's like, I told you this was gonna fucking happen. You know, listen to some people when, you know, they've been on YouTube for quite some fucking time, and they know the rules. You know, you can't necessarily steal a motherfucker's video unless you're actually going to review it or put it under criticism. You know, that's why people like the fucking Amazing Atheist exist. That's why I'm able to fucking post videos of me making fun of certain people like Nedmaster. You know, let's see. There was the Amazing Adam, which was kind of a loser. There's been a plethora of other people that I have actually posted videos about on my old channel and been able to do that scot-free about 99% of the time. I think the last person that actually fucking flagged one of my videos was the Amazing Adam. Now, I don't know if it was actually him. I think it probably was, but it didn't explain exactly what had happened. I could probably look it up right now since YouTube's got an update. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to go up on here and see about that video, just because if it's able to show now who it was that banned a fucking video, then I should be able to see who it was exactly that fucking did it. So I'm gonna go through on Studio Beta. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might as well. Let's see, age restricted by you, blah blah blah. Let's see, this one was removed. Oh yeah, this was a live episode that I actually had removed. And I don't even know why. I don't remember why. So let's see. Apparently I had inappropriate content on one of my episodes called a new edition of Whoopstock, Stupid People, and whatever else on the Crazy House podcast. It was an old episode. So, advanced. Gonna actually show me. Is it gonna show me at all? Who the fuck did it? Probably not. Alright, so there's that. Now going on to try to see if I can find that episode that the Amazing Adam fucking deleted. Huh. It won't let me fucking do it. It won't let me see it. That's kind of, that's curious. What happened to all my fucking videos? Let's see. Oh yeah, that's live shows. Okay, so let me take a look at my uploads. Alright. Wow. I have that many fucking videos? Alright, let's see. Next. Looking for a red. Oh, okay. Inappropriate content. I think this might have possibly been... Yeah, so this one was removed. And it doesn't, like, I'm not seeing, yeah, I'm definitely not seeing what had happened. It just says that it's been removed, so I guess it is what it is. Alright, so let's see what I just missed. Let's see. This shit is a train wreck. Don't want to look, but have to stare. I can't wait for her video. About how Twisted won't respond or answer her anymore. Ketchup Doritos are back. Canadian Doritos in this bitch. So, anyways, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, when it concerns that video, like I told her that it was going, that was able to be stricken from YouTube and it was going to create a strike on her channel. Now she can't fucking live stream her video games for the next 30 days or something. So then she goes back on YouTube, bitched about it, called CPN a snitch. When for what? Honestly, why is CPN a snitch? Why are you using buzzwords to try to create that level of controversy? As a matter of fact, why are you still talking about Child's Play Ninja? And I'm not fucking dissing at this point. I'm actually curious. It's like, look, whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's just not working. It's not working whatsoever. Like, it's just simple enough. Just fucking stop. I actually watched the video of her complaining about her strike and it gave me AIDS. Ugh. Yeah, okay, then Shanzi needs to stay away. Stay far, far, far the fuck away. So that way you don't get the AIDS. But still, like, so she makes a video complaining about it, and then she decides that she's going to play a video and review it this time, so that way it falls under the guise of fair use. You should have done that in the first place. Actually, you should have read what is considered fair use to begin with, and then you wouldn't have gotten in trouble. Instead, you decided to just go on a whim without fucking thinking about it, and you just went off half-cocked. Now, as I said before, I'm not saying this to diss her. I'm not talking shit. Might sound like I'm talking shit, but I'm not talking shit. The reality is that I'm telling her this for the sake of her own channel. If she wants to actually continue to do this type of stuff and try to make something out of herself with YouTube as a platform, then make sure that you follow the rules. Which now she understands, okay, if I review the video and I put it under some sort of criticism, then it's actually falling under the guise of fair use. Go right the fuck ahead, make videos doing whatever it is that you want to do, You just can't fucking, it has to at least be, something involving your own thoughts to be considered a created video, to be able to use that. And as I said before, me and Acid Burn ended up getting into an argument over what is and is not considered fair use. As of right now, last week's video is still fucking up, and I don't seem to have gotten a strike. I haven't even gotten a response from the boy Blue. And the reason why, I'm assuming, is probably because everything I said was fucking correct. Or he just didn't watch it. Or he might have watched it and he was drunk. And I checked 3 out of his channels. I checked his main channel. He didn't say anything about it. As a matter of fact, he hasn't really posted very much. I think the last video that he posted, it was like a minute-long video about him getting drunk. Check the boy Blue Devil. Haven't seen anything on that channel in a while. And there's nothing about that. Checked Juggalo Drama Alert. There's nothing on there about me fucking putting him on blast. And it's probably because, he knows better than to try to fuck with me. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I don't know. About to watch new Angry Video Game Nerd video real fast. Yeah, it's actually, Yeah, Mikhail, I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd video earlier today, The Return of Superman. It's actually not that bad, um, as far as I'm concerned, but I really like the Angry Video Game Nerd. Well, yeah, Superman 64 is a fucking turd, but still, it's definitely a worthy watch, especially with the fact that we all know that Superman 64 is a turd. Especially the Angry Video Game Nerd, he also knows that it's a fucking turd. Let's see. Just saw a Mac diss. Just saw Mac made a diss an hour ago. Single white female. The thumbnail is a funny caption that says "Tom McDog fart diss." Childish but funny. Yeah, it is rather childish. I'm surprised I didn't see that in my fucking sub feed because I do believe I'm following Mac Lethal. But then again, I really don't give a shit. It's not really that big of a feud to actually be worth my fucking time. Like, let's be honest here. I'm really just trying to fucking do me at this point and do a fucking show and entertain y'all motherfuckers. But still, nevertheless. So, let's see. Sounds hilarious already since he talking about his song Single White Male. Gotta go see this. I'll be back. Alright, go do your thing. Do your thing, Carl. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's really all the stuff that I had planned. So this is kind of a short show unless somebody else wants me to fucking talk about something concerning whatever the fuck is going on. Yeah, there is that. So is the Diapergate girl out of the picture? Not fully. We aren't in a relationship together anymore, but we do have a kid, so like she kind of still has to remain in the picture to an extent. I still, like, and not to mention, like, we're not in a relationship anymore, but we're still on good grounds, and we're still doing what we can to make sure that the kid is taken care of. But Final Fantasy 37 is worth your time. You goddamn right it is. I would much rather pay attention to any Final Fantasy game, including Mystic Quest, including fucking Tactics, including what is that? Including the Final Fantasy game that was on the Nintendo GameCube. That is more worth my time than fucking having to deal with this Tom McDonald shit. I was just wondering because you seem to have a lot more freedom with your streaming and shit. Good shit, fam, that's love. Well, yeah, I mean, like, now, like, as I've been saying before, I've been living in my mom's basement since November. So, like, I've been able to actually take some time to fucking, to be able to put a little bit more effort into the show, but at the same time, I've also had to put more work down in real life just to keep the bills paid. What number is Final Fantasy on? As of right now, the most recent release is Final Fantasy 15. They are planning on doing a Final Fantasy 7 remake, full HD. It should be released for the PlayStation 4, as far as I know, and no word hearing about any Final Fantasy 16 at this point. I think their R&D at Square Enix that's working on Final Fantasy games, I think they're solely working on the Final Fantasy VII remake as of this point in time. Let's see. Did you notice how Tom McDonald copies videos? He copied Hobson's Ill Mind. No, I don't notice that because I don't care about Tom McDonald. Like, for real, like, if people actually care about Tom McDonald, I am surprised at that. Debating on buying No Mercy in WrestleMania 2000. Go back to the old days of Cheesy's no-name brand and Coke. Dude, do it. I'm telling you, do it. Get No Mercy, especially No Mercy. Like, if you have an actual N64, get No Mercy and get a fucking Game Shark. There are people who have manipulated codes with the Game Shark to actually be able to play and manipulate shit to actually make it so you're playing like New Japan Pro Wrestling or fucking AAA You know, maybe some some of the last remaining NWA brands, shit like that. It's actually pretty fucking cool. Oh yeah, dude, I loved playing WWF No Mercy. That's another thing that I probably should bring up, since we're on the subject of No Mercy. A little bit of bad news, although it really doesn't apply to the Juggalo world. It actually just applies to myself. But I ended up finding out this past weekend that my best friend in high school had passed away. Apparently, for the last few years, he had actually been having a couple of complications with kidney failure. Um, he ended up having to about a year ago. He ended up having to move to Toledo to find a special, to go to a specialist in order to fucking uh, yeah. He ended up having to go through a specialist to fucking deal with his kidneys and try to get them working again, but it just didn't work out. So unfortunately, he ended up kicking the bucket. Unfortunately, it's one of those things though. Like I'm very saddened by this, and what really sucks about it too is like he was the first person to actually befriend me when I first moved to Grand Rapids. Like he ended up. He was actually pretty cool. I remember many a nights staying, like chilling at his house and fucking staying up until like 5 in the morning, discovering random shit on the internet and stuff, playing Doom and fucking StarCraft, all of that type of stuff. You know, the only downside to it, I guess, is that like when I got married, uh, like a lot of the times that I spent really was more focused in on trying to build a life with my wife at the time, and I really didn't spend a whole lot of time chilling with him. I've talked to a couple of people about that, and they said, well, don't regret it because that is normally, that is a normal thing, trying to move on. And I was like, yeah, you're right. When my stepdad married my mom, prior to that, I should say, he spent a lot of time hanging out with one of his boys. And, so when they got married, like he would probably only be there like maybe, once every 2 or 3 weeks to play like Dungeons and Dragons or some shit like that. So it's kind of understandable. It is sad though. Don't really cry about death all that much. But nevertheless, you know, driving around, that's probably the hardest situation uh, for this particular individual, myself, because I drive around all over Grand Rapids, Michigan, and everywhere there's memories of him for something. And it gets really worse when I'm fucking driving around and I have a passenger in my car, and like I see something and it gives me a memory from back when we were in high school, and then I miss the turn and I have no excuse for it, like that's the like that I'd say that's probably the biggest downfall of the whole thing is when I'm working and I drive all over the place. So like I'll be driving past a spot that used to have a Hot and Now where we used to go and get bags of burgers, or I'd be driving past a fucking Meijer store where we used to fucking hang out at like 2 in the morning and fuck with the scooters and steal bulk food until we got kicked out, or it would be like, okay, there's the gas station that he used to work at. This is the car wash that he hired me in. Things of that nature. Because he and I, throughout all of our years, were incredibly fucking close. He was my best friend. Like in real life, he was my best friend. He was basically my Child's Play ninja here in Grand Rapids. Very funny, very cynical, very satirical. Um, he had a great sense of humor, and he introduced me to a lot of cool things. He introduced me to fucking Armored Core. He introduced me to fucking Command and Conquer. What the fuck was that? I don't know about that. He introduced me to a lot of video games for the PlayStation, for the Nintendo, for one thing that he actually introduced me to, Ron fucking Jeremy. He introduced me to fucking hardcore porn. And that was that was something that I was debating whether or not I would want to fucking bring up if there was actually a wake, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that here because, you know, we here on the internet are fucking just horrible fucking people, and we have like really fucking decrepit minds. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the spot that I'm going to say this motherfucker introduced me to hardcore porn. You know, my house ain't burning down. I don't know what that was, but it's I don't smell smoke, so I'm all in the good. Oh wait, I know what that was. That was the dehumidifier. That's what that was. But yeah, you know, like there was a plenty of times that I spent the night over at his house, and you know, like we would play the Nintendo 64, or we would play the PlayStation, play Armored Core, play Mortal Kombat, play No Mercy. That was one big thing too, man. Like we used to have like me, him, and and another one of our friends, Trevor. We used to constantly play WWF No Mercy and have the triple threat ladder matches, and we would basically just fuck each other up in that game. All of us had creator wrestlers. All of us, you know, were just fucking around on there. Like we would play the game for like an hour. Like we would have hour-long fucking matches, and we constantly would be pausing the game because like one of us would be trying to do dumb shit, like trying to grab we would try to grab items out of the crowd, and we'd pull out bells, and then while two of us are beating the shit out of each other, the other person would try to take the bells and put them on the fucking ring to make them look like titties. And then at some point we'd forget about the fact that they were there, and then I would jump onto the turnbuckle and I would do a flying headbutt and land and hit my head on the bell, and there'd be a ding. And so like we paused the fucking game and just sit there and laugh for 20 solid minutes at how hard this, you know, how funny this shit was. You know, like that type of shit. When will you play No Mercy on your gaming channel? When I get a Nintendo 64, when I get No Mercy, and when I have an item that can transfer into HDMI, then I will be able to do that type of stuff. But I need all of that stuff, you know, in order to play No Mercy on on a gaming stream, because that's going to be tough in and of itself. Let's see. Let me know when you have the Nintendo 64. I'll send you No Mercy. Well, it's probably, you know what? Just send me the games now. Fuck it. But I'm not going to be able to get anything new until after the gathering. So it's going to be some time. Because all of my money that I'm earning currently, if it's not going into bills and it's not going into gas, it's actually going into my gathering fund. All right, Mikhail. Yeah, that's not a problem, brother. So, like, as of right now, I mean, like, the situation with this type of stuff, I might as well just go ahead and, close this out and call it a night. No, it doesn't, Will. It only plays, like, up to 16-bit games. So, this is basically, you know, I'm probably keen in this. Probably throwing a keenism, but what is the future for this channel? Well, obviously, if you haven't seen it already, this is actually like this episode is actually being simulcasted, not just on YouTube, but on Facebook as well. Whenever I do gaming streams, it's going to be on this channel. It's going to be on Twitch. It's going to be on Mixer, and it's also going to be on Facebook. And I also have this set up to possibly also be featured on a website called Mob Crush, which is the website that I'm actually using to create this simulcast. And that right now is the newest thing for this show and all future shows as well. The next thing that I want to try to do is I want to try to do like a Juggalo-esque version of Deep Fat Fried or The Drunken Peasants, where I just pick like 5-10 videos and try to talk with other people and basically just lambast them. Make fun of whatever type of videos is put up there. So I guess in the midst of trying to find my own content, if you want to see if you want something that's featured on that particular show, then send a fucking link in my DMs on Facebook and Twitter, and once I get that type of shit taken care of, then I will fucking do that. But I want to try to talk to some people about possibly being co-hosts and opening up a new channel to create that. There's one person specifically that I do have in mind of who I want as a co-host for that show, but I don't know when that's going to start. Possibly not until after the gathering. There's a lot of gathering shit that's definitely going down as of right now. But I need to get in touch with some people to try to see about fucking co-hosting this show. I don't think Sid Jones. Sid Jones is not the first person that I have in mind, Captain Flannel. Maybe as a guest spot, but definitely not as a host. He can do what he can to fucking take over Rock's TV and do that type of shit. But no. Like, cause look, I would play one fucking video, and Sid Jones would have hours of conversation to talk about on specific video. You know what I'm saying? One video commentary would probably be 3 hours in and of itself. But I already have one person in mind, so I'm going to be talking about that. And maybe I have all of these ideas of what it is that I want to do with this channel, or possibly some other types of shows. But as of right now, I'm not able to fulfill very much because of how much I have to work and how far behind I am on money. So those are some of the ideas that I have. So with that being said, I am going to get up out of here. I know it's only been like an hour-long show and everything, but really, like, now that the gathering information has really died down, there's really not much left to talk about. I'm sure that there's a lot of stupid fuckery that's going on in the world, specifically in the Juggalo world, but I've had a thought for the longest time of wanting to do something other than just Juggalo-related shit. I want Juggalos included, but I want to talk about something other than Juggalo shit all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm getting up out this motherfucking bitch. Thank you to everybody that was watching and participating up in the chat. Violent George, king of the fucking super chat. And remember to donate to the Asylum GoFundMe. Donate to the fucking Sister Hatchet GoFundMe, and if anybody fucking actually donates to my fucking Streamlabs, all of that shit's going to Asylum by the end of the month. So with that being said, I'm KreyzMcKormik, and I'm out this motherfucking bitch. Deuces.